Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys. Nice to see you on a Monday night. How is everybody? Let's do some shout outs over here on Instagram. Hey to Wildwood. How are you? Good to see you. And Kreen Norris. That must be Connie Cron Norris. Good to see you. Good to see you on a Monday night. Let us look and see. People will be signing on any minute now. So let me check my settings really quick and make sure everything is good to go. And it looks like it is. So let's go and put the chat box up and see who all's going to come join us on a Monday night. Hey to Judith Hezek, good to see you. Let me just check everything, make sure that we're all good. Okay, looks like it. It looks like we are good to go, you guys. Yeah. Awesome blossom. So tonight's show, it was a special request from one of my clients who we had talked about in their reading aspects of chaos energy and how to maybe get rid of that. Maybe that was kind of one of the things that needed to be focused on in the reading, was getting rid of this chaos energy. And so that they texted me the other day and said, like, what does that mean? What is that? So I thought, well, not everybody knows about this kind of thing, so we will just make a show out of it. And that's how these shows get born, is they are created from questions that people have in sessions when they come to get a reading. Hey to Deborah Hoskins, good to see you tonight. So what I do is I present on the show like questions that people have in readings. We go over that, and sure enough, there's always somebody later on down the road that has the same question. And it kind of helps quite a bit for me to be able to focus just on their problem during the whole 60 minutes than to try a long, lengthy explanation. So what I like to do is I do these shows and I save them on the YouTube channel, and then I go back and copy and paste the link for people to see, so that when they do have questions, they can get a full, long explanation and I don't have to cut it short. Ada Cherie over here on Instagram, and Ina over here on Facebook. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me on a Monday night. So chaos energy and how it affects the life path. And how it affects the life path is really the only way that I could sort of describe it. I know it's not the best and most attractive title. Like, I probably could have done better with the title, and made it more clickbaity. But it's chaos energy that affects our life path. And what do we mean when we say chaos energy? Hey to Jerry and Pamela, good to see you tonight. So let's just dive right in it. The chaos energy, and really when you look it up on the internet, you're going to get a lot of role-playing game type of associations and definitions of D&D and stuff like that. But what I want to address tonight is like strictly quantum physics and energy fields that we deal with on a daily basis. This is not imaginary, okay? Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys something. I think I've got a corneal abrasion or something. So there's no makeup on tonight except for the lipstick. So you're having to look at me like this. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. I thought I better not put on any eye makeup in case I have to go to the doctor tomorrow. But and if I wince or something like that, it's probably because it's bothering me. Speaking of which, yes. So I'll probably look like this for a couple of days. So let's discuss what real chaos energy is. A chaos energy is the antithesis of order, okay? disorganization, dysfunctional. It's disorganization in your life. If your life is a tangled mess, it's an imprint of the environment and energy that becomes stuck and dysfunctional. Okay. And when energy becomes stuck and dysfunctional, it becomes stagnant. And stagnant is a situation that doesn't support life flow and life change. Okay. So some of the words that we associate with chaos energy are the following: disorder, confusion, disarray, disorganization, havoc, turmoil, commotion, disruption, upheaval. So those are kind of representations of the energy of chaos. The opposite of chaos is order, flow, orderliness, and predictability and patterns. Okay. So let's look at more of this is one of the definitions of chaos, is formless matter, supposed to have existed before creation of the universe, late 15th century, denoting a gaping void or chasm of nothingness, formless primordial matter. And then they take the word from Greek and Latin, chaos, meaning vast chasm or void, or I think what they're really kind of referring to is nothingness. And in creation, there became order and there became a creation, and the void was no more. So chaos is the antithesis of order, patterns, creations. And it also is this stagnation that results in suffocating the life force. Now, when we want to look at dispelling or getting rid of some chaos energy, and there's lots of things that can create chaos energy. Let me just give you a couple of examples. Chaos energy is described in feng shui as two different types, active and passive. The passive is clutter that remains in piles all over your living space, okay? And that is passive because we're not doing anything with it. There's no motion to it. We're not using these things. They're just kind of stuck there in the environment. And when we have a lot of clutter in the home, what that does is it blocks the flow of energy inside the living space, and it causes it to become in that stagnant type of energy. Then the stagnant type of energy doesn't support life. Hey to Teresa and Angela, good to see you tonight. I'm trying to watch the chat for questions. So the other type of clutter is active mess. Well, an active mess are created by projects such as crafts, cooking, remodeling is a big one that creates a lot of active type of chaos. And we're going to go over some like long-term fixes and quick, what they call quick fixes in feng shui. But feng shui allows kind of an ease of energy egress and allows things to manifest. And it allows things to manifest because there's a flow of energy, of different kinds of energy that comes into the living space to produce things, to create things. And it's not meeting a blockage of passive chaos by a bunch of clutter that's inside the home. Now, you can have a person that you're living with that creates active chaos, and that has to be addressed too, because there's only a certain amount of things that you can do with somebody who's creating active chaos. And it's not passive chaos because the chaos changes every day with their mood, what they're thinking about, what they're upset about. And so you're having to deal with that active chaos, because remember, passive chaos remains static, and that's what holds negative energy into the environment. Hey to my beautiful neighbor, Miss Amber Benteen, good to see you tonight. So if you have active or passive types of chaos in your environment, I highly recommend that you seek out a practitioner of feng shui so that they can help you restore order within your home. Now, there is a person on YouTube that I follow. Her name is Radhika Chi. And what I'll do after the show is I'll go back on Facebook and I will put a link to her YouTube channel in the comments section for you guys. She's got some really good courses on feng shui and like a little online magazine about feng shui. And you can go and watch some of her YouTube videos as well. And they are super good. I absolutely love watching Radhika Chi on YouTube. So now that we've talked about the types of chaos, let's look a little bit more about feng shui, because the feng shuier is one of the cures for chaos energy. And feng shui can be broken down into the Chinese word feng meaning wind and shui meaning water. And the concept is derived from an ancient poem that talks about human life being connected to and flowing with the environment around it. So everything needs to be in sync. It needs to be flowing. The energy doesn't need to be trapped or stuck by the things that are piled up around you. And when you have a lot of clutter or a lot of things, that traps the energy and it prevents future growth from happening. So I always suggest that people find a good person to follow in feng shui and use some of the cures that are recommended in feng shui. So here's some corrections that we're going to go over. Okay, so one of the things that this person gives is if you have active chaos, let's say you are remodeling your home and you've got a ton of active chaos where workers are inside the house and they're creating a mess and there's sawdust and paint everywhere. One of the things that you can do is to place a 5-element display in the center of whatever area is being torn up. Now you're going to have to wait until the workers leave for the day. So they're going to clean up as much as they can if you've got good workers. And so you go in and you clean up as much as you can. And then you put the 5-element display in that center for the evening, because you want to create some good energy in that area. Number one is because the energy patterns that have been set in place before the remodeling have been disturbed. Okay. And this can go into, what if you have a spirit at the house, it's attached to the house and it's familiar with the energy patterns that are already there, and you're tearing all that out. This can go a long way to prevent a lot of paranormal activity if you try to work with the energy of the area and change it to more positive energy. Hey to Greta, while the nighttime has come on. So you're going to put the 5-element display in the center of whatever area is being torn up. And they talk about the display being comprised of maybe large white and red flowers in a metal white and fire red container, or a shiny black pot, which reflects water, the black, or maybe a rectangular yellow tray that reflects earth and yellow. So what that does is it's going to bring calmness and beauty to the space that's been torn up. And it's going to leave an imprint overnight of that. And it's also going to have that positive energy left for the workers for the next day. So what that means is they might have actually a better day going in and doing the rest of their renovation if that positive energy is laid down there. And also, if there are any spirits in the location, they might be able to adjust a little bit better if there's some positive energy that is imprinted in the area overnight. So, creating a small 5 element arrangement in any room, no matter what is there, helps to strengthen the chi, and it adds to the power of affirmations and enhancements. And it marks the beginning of positive change and invites more chi to move and flow into the area. Okay, so for example, if you add a 5 element arrangement to the center of your home, it can help ground you when you're feeling overwhelmed or when you're feeling a little bit lost, or maybe if you're feeling overly tired. And then in feng shui, what they call quick fixes, we're going to discuss a few quick fixes next. And quick fixes are also good when you need a boost of energy, or you need maybe a little bit of more of an energy to push you forward when you're feeling a little scared, like when you're looking for a different job, or you're facing some type of life change and you're not really sure about your grounding. So quick fixes can help with this. And I wanted to equate chaos energy to this little analogy here. So if you're building a house and you're putting the supports for the walls and the roof, they have to be strategically placed in certain areas to support the roof, to support the walls. If you haphazardly put the supports out there, everything is going to fall in. And that's sort of like how chaos energy is. It lacks a pattern. It is completely disorganized, and things will naturally just start to fall in if you have too much of this chaotic energy pattern in your living path or your living space. So really kind of evaluate the things that could be creating this chaos energy in your life. Okay. So let's say now the following quick fixes that we're going to go over. Hang on now, I got to get my cough medicine here because it's going to fix my eye, don't you know? Let's see. Peggy said just hopped on. What 5 elements? The 5 element display, Peggy, is a large white and red orchid, wood flower, metal white, and fire red in a shiny, round black pot, water black, on a rectangular tray of yellow, representing earth yellow rectangular. This brings calmness and beauty to the room. And you can also use it in the middle of the house. So what I suggest, and there's other 5 element style of things. So just go online and Google feng shui 5 element arrangement, and they'll give you some different, or 5 element display, and they'll give you some different ones to choose from. But here's the example I'm going to use right now for you guys, because Christmas is coming up, and that really brings about a lot of people having family chaos. So these are quick fixes for family chaos. And so the first one is to place a fresh bouquet of flowers in the center of the house, and choose specifically pink flowers to emphasize that love energy, or orange even flowers like lilies or something like that to improve communication. Hey to Yasmin Jadoo, good to see you tonight. So that's a number 1 quick fix. Second quick fix is to diffuse lavender essential oil or find a lavender spritz spray, because lavender acts as a calming agent and a mediator during family disagreements. Alternately, you could plant lavender outside if that appeals to you. If this is like an ongoing thing, you could plant lavender outside. Now, of course, we can't do that in December, but you could certainly make a little pot of lavender in your kitchen window box or on a ledge or something in the house if you wanted to. Now, the third quick fix is charcoal. And charcoal sort of negates negative disagreements. And so, what you can do with this is to bring a charcoal print, like a Japanese charcoal print, into the living space, maybe in the living room or whatever room that seems to be having the most amount of arguments. That could be the kitchen, or most often it is the living room. So using some kind of charcoal, and then you can also make an arrangement with raw charcoal and gemstones in the middle of the living room. That would be another quick fix. So anything like a drawing with charcoal or putting them into an arrangement would be good. And there are a lot of little ferns and little air plants that you could stick into the charcoal pieces. And really, charcoal keeps the water a little bit more cleansed and sweeter for the plants. And Amber has a question. Can you use like shell with pine, etc., as long as all 5 are represented? Does the water have to actually be water, or can you use some? No, you can use something that resembles water, like a mirror. You could definitely use that. There's all kinds of options, and that's one of the reasons why I really love Rodica Cheese channel and some of the courses that she has, because she teaches you how to think about the situation and how to come up with your own sort of quick fixes and solutions. Now, here's another one, a quick fix, and these are for family. This is for family chaos, and this would be active family chaos, is to keep fresh fruit out, and particularly a bowl of lemons, because we think of lemons as being detoxing. So not only drinking lemon water, but also leaving, and this reference says specifically 9 lemons out on the counter. And what this does is the 9 is completion, which, okay, let's complete this arguing. Let's finish it and get through it and get over it. But this person was saying that lemons are detoxing and they get rid of lingering frustrations. And just me personally, I would put apples too, because they represent connections and love. And I really think that apples maybe and lemons would probably be even better quick fix. And then the last thing that they suggest for a quick fix is copal incense to burn daily. And that is to release something, maybe for clearing the air after a discussion or frustration. And that too can prevent a lot of resentment from building up within your energy field, is releasing of those frustrations. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. And I hope my eye's gonna heal up by tomorrow. I don't know. It's hard to see out of it, and it is hurting. So we'll see how it does. I may be going to the doctor tomorrow and come on next week with a patch over my eye. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fabulous week. And until next time, kisses from Kentucky, and I will talk to you guys later.